Well, for some kids in some parts of Idaho, this weekend would be the last one of their summer. School starts next week for some school districts. Meanwhile, Treasure Valley schools have been in session across southern Idaho for, well, a couple weeks now. 25 years ago, school for the 5 students in the mountain town of Atlanta, well, class was just about to start, but without an actual school.
People want to see more options than homeschooling for the 6 kids eligible to enter the classroom.
We don't quite understand what the deal is with fixing this, whether there's 1 child or 50. You know, every kid deserves an education.
So you see what happened. By August of 1998, the 2-room schoolhouse in Atlanta was worn out after nearly 70 years of use. It was condemned. The foundation was rotting, installation was lacking, and the plumbing, well, that would freeze in early winter. And in Atlanta, that meant a lot. The town needed $10,000 to restore and rebuild the school. And just weeks before school started, well, they'd hoped to raise that money to do that during what was then called Atlanta Days. But that didn't mean the school year could wait. So on this day, 25 years ago, August 31st, the students in Atlanta, all 5 of them, started school without a school.
A new day in Atlanta, Idaho. This is the start of the school year.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, very good.
5 kids embark on another year of reading, writing, and Troy Sanders' favorite,
Math.
the basketball court is the classroom. While the nearly 70-year-old schoolhouse is refurbished.
Building's behaving.
Bob Bartimosha is leveling the foundation.
Now basically the pads underneath rotted out. So we're replacing the rotten ones, leveling it back up and bracing it, so it should be here for another 100 years.
Pat Inama is laying a foundation of her own.
Because they need it. I think everybody needs to be concerned about our kids' education nowadays, more and more so.
Inama has been teaching for 40 years. She's retired, but taught these kids in a back bedroom of her house last year.
Last year we didn't get to do as many activities because we're in a small room. This year we'll be able to do more projects.
This year, Inama is filling in until a new teacher is hired by the Mountain Homeschool District.
Didn't want to see the kids have to make up too many days.
After more work is done on the inside of the school, students will move in. A living history lesson of a community coming together.
Everyone knows everyone, everyone helps everyone.
In Atlanta, Dale Dixon, Idaho's News Channel 7.
So the remodel took a few more weeks despite a few setbacks, but by October of that year, the town had added its final piece of its restoration puzzle, a teacher, a full-time teacher. They found Claudia Swander, who was willing to move to the remote mountain town to teach a handful of kids. The Mountain Homeschool District chipped in with some new books, some computers as well. You know what? It looked just like a regular ruled classroom circa 1998. They were even expecting the class size to swell to 8 students by Thanksgiving. 3 more students are moving into town. But the school wouldn't last much longer. The Mountain Homeschool District shut it down somewhere around 2003, 2004 for a lack of kids. We did speak with the Atlanta Historical Society today, Amy O'Brien, and she tells us the 2-room school building, which is still owned by the school district, well, now serves as Atlanta's library and community center. The town rents it for $1 a year for 5 years at a time. And they don't expect to see another payment at the Mountain Homeschool District, well, until 2026. $5 payment, that is. The Historical Society has been charged with keeping the building kept up, and in doing so, they put the bell up in a tower, as you can see there. They've also replaced the boardwalk out front just recently. They also told us there are currently 6 kids living in Atlanta full-time, but they are now homeschooled.